All right, great job. Renee? So our next speaker is Renee Rickard. She's with the Tuscarora Nation, and she's the environmental director, as I recall. Close? Yeah. All right. So, in New York.
So I just want to say, Chuan Askana Heth, Nadu Hatna, Giatha, Hijatagehas, Agisa Seta Ujira, Waknena Skarura, Ekohewa Gayadakre, Wakutna Skarura, Afnaweta Udaya Hakana Herata. So Renee, I'm from the Tuscarora Nation and I work for the Tuscarora Environment Office. History about the Tuscarora people is we were originally in North Carolina and there were supposed to be some pictures dropping in. I don't know if they're happening. So we originated in North Carolina. We had what was called the Tuscarora Wars with North Carolina and the state of South Carolina, and we followed the right roots of peace and settled with the Haudenosaunee or the Iroquois Confederacy, probably around 1720. Presently, the Tuscarora Nation is about 9 miles outside of Niagara Falls, New York. We are a matrilineal nation. We have a traditional government. We have no casinos, we have no nation businesses, and we have no BIA funding. So I don't know what happened. Yeah, we'll just keep going. Okay, here they are. So this is an original map, and we have about 5,900 acres. We lost 550 acres to the New York Power Authority, and we have about 350 homes and about 1,000 in population. So currently we have about maybe 250 residents on a well system. We have bulk purveyors. We have a lot of people that buy their water for drinking. Some of the geology at the nation is we are on the Niagara Escarpment, so all of our surface and groundwater moves away from us. Some of our issues are we have depth to bedrock is about 2 foot in some areas. We have clay about 3 or 4 feet in other areas. So we have some very interesting issues at Tuscarora for sure when we're trying to install septics and wells. The soil and the clay, during droughts, people's wells go by. The Lockport dolomite is very hard and salty. And then in some areas, we just cannot provide any water to households. Some of our own documented stuff is definitely we have had spills on our nation territory. We have 14 unregulated gas stations on our territory. We have a TP's dump site that has some steel slag. And we have our own houses that just do not have properly constructed septics and they don't maintain them. Some of them are very old. So, trying to protect our groundwater with these issues going on is a little bit hard. We have done sampling through the Tuscarora Environment Office. We've done probably 7 at least sampling events. We also participated, which I didn't list on there, was a groundwater study put on by the New York Power Authority during their relicensing process. The latest round of sampling would be in 2012, and if you can see on the side, the very far, whatever side that is, the IHS study, we sampled 139 homes and 22% of them came back with E. coli. Other issues is VOCs. Definitely one of the New York Power Authority monitoring wells had 160 micrograms per liter of benzene, and it was out in the middle of nowhere. Like we were in a field, there was no houses, there was no industry. We also have lead issues for houses, and from the 2012 sampling, you can see that 14 out of the 15 wells tested positive for lead, and we were only allowed to do a certain amount due to funding, so we couldn't sample all the residents for lead. Some secondary issues for sure are, the TDS is really high, and I just learned about the corrosive of the corrosive water. I didn't really understand that till I listened to the well drillers yesterday, and I understand it now. Some of the things that the Environment Office is really trying to do is educate our own people, because that's the only mechanism we do have in place. We are not an enforcement agency whatsoever, so we do yearly education for our people about maintaining their septic and wells. We do work with the Indian Health Service now to get properly constructed wells for homeowners, but it is an application process. So if you can't prove you own the land to the nation, then most of the time they don't get a well. And that it goes for the septics too. We have the septic system replacement through the Indian Health Service, and so it's the same process. But we do try to also build relationships, and I have had one with a really good septic tank pumper, and so they give us a group rate. So if I can get 10 households, they'll give us a discount. And then the last thing we're doing is community water planning. We are surrounded by the town of Lewiston, and they are eager to put water lines through the nation, but we're kind of like, where do we go? You know, if you see that, in 2004, our community was pretty split, 50-50 on whether we wanted public water or not. So we're not sure where we're going. Do we continue doing what we're doing? Do we just install treatment for households, or do we move to community water? Thank you.